Welcome to NarrativeNook where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
Belinda cast a lingering glance at Romeo. He was so captivating, even when he was angry. She lifted her gaze, seemingly hesitant. She instinctively wanted to say yes. He was not particularly handsome, but he had a lot of money. What if he's not ugly, but he's a lot older, a pretty wealthy old man? Would you like him? Belinda's eyes had a gleam of intrigue, as if to say, perhaps she would. After all, the old man was closer to the grave than the cradle, and his fortune would inevitably be hers. What if he's not ugly, not old, not poor, but wheelchair-bound for life, yet he has a lot of money? Would you choose him? Belinda pondered over it. Chances were, she would choose him. So, you're not attracted to him, you're attracted to the man in his position. Arabella saw through her intentions in an instant. Whether it's an old man, an ugly man, or a disabled man, as long as they are in this position with money and power, you like them. Belinda was taken aback, her thoughts laid bare. She couldn't believe it. How was that possible? If it's a young, handsome, and wealthy man like Romeo, you'd definitely be more attracted. Carl, who was present, took a sneak peek at his boss after hearing this, and sure enough, the corners of Romeo's mouth were curving upward. You better find someone else to fancy. He already has a girlfriend, and their relationship is quite stable. Belinda's face turned abruptly red. Now that you're in this position, you can strive for many things on your own. Rely on yourself and you'll live more confidently, more proudly. Belinda looked at the young girl in front of her, unable to believe how wise beyond her years she seemed to be. Don't underestimate Miss Bella because of her youth. She knows a lot, Carl reminded. Belinda suddenly understood. What Mr. Macmillan liked wasn't just youth. This girl must have exceptional qualities. And the advantages she could present were pitifully few. Even her beauty seemed to pale in comparison after meeting this girl. So, why would Mr. Macmillan fancy her? Why would he choose her over a younger, prettier, more insightful, and more capable girlfriend? Belinda suddenly realized her mistake. From the moment she chose to take the risk, she was wrong. Is the personnel change discussed? Arabella asked, lifting her gaze. Belinda nodded, awkwardly replying, it's settled. Please leave. After Belinda left, Arabella was about to speak to Romeo when Carl burst into applause. That was impressive. Get out. Romeo found his assistant a tad annoying. He personally brewed coffee for Arabella and took out all the snacks from the pantry, placing them on the coffee table. Choose whichever you like. I'll open it for you. Arabella wasn't expecting so many snacks in his office. As soon as she picked up a bag of chips, Romeo immediately opened it for her and even fed her a piece. It's been a while since you've been here. They're not as crispy. Arabella caught his drift. So should I come more often? Absolutely. Romeo was instantly delighted. At that moment, someone knocked on the door. Romeo said softly, eat slowly, there's more in the pantry. If it's not enough, I can fetch more. After saying this, Romeo then lifted his gaze and said, come in. The man who stepped in was the deputy manager of the corporation. He'd received word that Belinda, the head of HR, had spoken out against him to Mr. Macmillan, blaming him for the recent staff changes in the company. He had just intended to step in and defend himself, but instead, his attention was caught by the sight of a young woman lounging on the couch. She was engrossed in her phone with one hand, and in the other, she held a bag of potato chips, munching away without a care in the world. Lou froze in disbelief. Who on earth was this girl? How could she be so bold as to eat junk food on Mr. Macmillan's priceless leather couch? Everyone knew that Mr. Macmillan not only kept his distance from women but was also a bit of a clean freak. If even a single crumb of her chips fell onto Mr. Macmillan's expensive carpet, she wouldn't be getting away with it. Yet there she was, eating her chips as if she didn't have a single worry in the world. Had your fill of watching? The voice came from Romeo, who had just walked in carrying an armload of drinks from the snack cabinet, his squinted eyes reflecting a hint of danger. Lou's eyes widened in shock, wondering if his eyesight was failing him. Only a few months ago, Mr. Macmillan had put a 6-foot-tall cabinet in his office. Lou had speculated multiple times about what secrets it might hold, only to find out now that it was filled with snacks and drinks. Seeing was believing, but Lou still found it hard to believe. "Mr. Macmillan, I need to speak with you." Lou stared in shock as Romeo placed the drinks on the coffee table in front of the couch. With a gentle tone, he addressed the girl. "The coffee is still hot. Take a look at these, see if there's anything you'd like to drink." There were juices, sodas, other beverages, and even bottled water. "Go ahead with your work." The girl, Arabella, lifted her gaze from her phone and glanced at the table. Spotting a bottle of lemonade, she reached for it. Romeo, noticing her movement, beat her to it, twisted open the cap, and held the bottle to her lips. Arabella took a sip. "How is it?" "Not bad." Arabella eyed the packaging of the bottle. "Was this new? Made by Macmillan Corporation? I knew you liked it, so I set up a separate production line," Romeo replied. Upon noticing Lou's lingering gaze on Arabella, he asked with a slight frown, "Do you find her attractive?" "No, no, no." Lou shook his head frantically. But on second thought, he hurriedly added, "She's beautiful. Miss, you're absolutely stunning." The words beautiful, breathtaking, and mesmerizing all fail to do justice to your beauty. "May I be so bold as to ask if you are Mr. Macmillan's girlfriend?" Romeo didn't respond, merely helping Arabella take another sip of her lemonade. "She must be your fiancé." Lou ventured a guess. "No wonder you two look so perfect together. Congratulations are in order for you and the lovely lady. May you have a long and happy life together." Arabella lifted her gaze to meet Lou's. She hadn't expected the people around Romeo to be so observant. "Thank you." Her gratitude only made Lou more certain of her identity. She must be the future Mrs. Macmillan. No wonder the usually aloof and unapproachable Romeo was personally serving her drinks. Impressive, truly impressive. Whoever she was the first one he had ever seen who could make Romeo do her bidding. "Let's cut to the chase." Romeo sat next to the girl, opening another packet of snacks for her. "Miss, please allow me to say this." Lou took a small bow, and then cried out, "Mr. Macmillan, Belinda is trying to throw mud at me. How could the company's personnel changes have anything to do with me? Even if they did, I'm the one who cherishes talent, going above and beyond to attract it. How could I possibly push talent away?" Romeo fed a piece of the snack to Arabella, observing her reaction. Seeing that she didn't seem to like it, he opened a new packet. In the past 2 months, a good number of people have handed in their resignations. As far as I know, it's got to do with Belinda's style of management. She's been admiring Mr. Macmillan for a long time, and every young, attractive girl, fresh out of prestigious universities, who could potentially threaten her position, they all couldn't last 3 months of internship. Lou paused here, deliberately looking at Arabella. Arabella seemed like she didn't hear, staring at her phone, her expression unchanging from start to finish. Romeo fed Arabella another piece of snack, observing her beautiful face. Seeing that she didn't show any sign of liking or disliking, he opened another packet of snacks, feeding her again. Seeing that Mr. Macmillan didn't respond to him, Lou had no choice but to continue explaining, "Mr. Macmillan, I've been working diligently in this company for 12 years. You should know what kind of person I am. I wouldn't do anything that would harm the company." Romeo gave Arabella a sip of lemonade, then finally asked, "What does she gain from framing you?" "She's simply not satisfied with my decisions, wants to see me demoted, have my pay cut, and even wants to see me fired by the company." Lou was quick to explain when he noticed Mr. Macmillan finally paying him attention. Previously, the position of department head in our company is filled by the most capable. But some of the capable ones lack experience and can't solve problems effectively. I proposed that all assistant managers must have at least 3 years of work experience before they can be promoted to managers. My request isn't unreasonable, yet Belinda took issue with it, thinking that I was affecting her promotion. Until yesterday, when she was promoted, I threw a celebration party for her. Among all the newly promoted managers, she was the only one who didn't attend. Romeo asked again nonchalantly, "Why do you think she didn't come?" "She must be dissatisfied with me. I guess she's taking advantage of her recent promotion to file a complaint against me," blaming all the personnel changes on me. Just then, Carl knocked on the door, bringing in a document. "Mr. Macmillan, this is Belinda's resignation letter. It should have been handled by the general manager, but the general manager thought it would be best if you made the final decision." Lou never thought that Belinda would resign just a moment ago. He was saying that Belinda was using her promotion to accuse him. She struggled for 5 years, finally becoming a department head, but after just one day, she handed in her resignation. Upon hearing this, Arabella found it to be quite normal. After such an incident, Belinda probably felt too embarrassed to stay in the company. "Carl, print out the emails the company received and show them to Mr. Lou." Upon Romeo's command, Carl immediately went to print. When 7 or 8 emails were handed to Lou, he trembled, looking incredulously at the words. Each email was from a different person, all saying that ever since they started working, they often suffered from Lou's unwelcome advances. Lou promised that they could become full-time employees after their internship if they complied. If not, they would be kicked out of the company. Lou also bragged about his grandfather's distant relation to one of Romeo's cousins. Some got scared off before they even finished their internships, some couldn't handle the constant harassment from Lou after they got hired, and decided to quit. The remaining interns who were lucky enough to get past Lou's scrutiny were either not good-looking or had average figures. Belinda, on the other hand, was a natural beauty. She wasn't a knockout, but she was certainly charming. Lou had his eyes on her for quite some time. After taking advantage of the other female interns, he thought he could do whatever he wanted with his authority as the deputy manager, so he set his sights on Belinda. To his surprise, Belinda had a tough older brother who stepped in and gave him a beating after Lou had harassed her a few times. That's when the feud began. He could only make things difficult for Belinda at work from time to time, but this girl was resilient. She endured until she got a promotion. However, she handed in her resignation just a day after becoming a department manager. Lou couldn't figure out why she'd quit. Was she just trying to drag him down with her? "Mr. Macmillan, these are all false accusations. I've never done that." Lou tried to defend himself before he even finished reading. "I'm 42 years old and my daughter is 15. How could I possibly do such despicable things? Where did these emails come from? Give me the sender's IP address, Mr. Macmillan, I'll send them all lawyers' letters." "Do you want to cause trouble for them?" Romeo narrowed his eyes. No, I wouldn't dare. I just want to ask them why they're slandering me with things I've never done. This is complete nonsense. These are the actions of a savage beast." "Do you realize you're a beast?" Lou was taken aback, and just as he started to explain, "It's already been sent to the police. If you've got anything to say it to them." Romeo pressed a button and Carl immediately came in to escort him out. "Mr. Macmillan, please listen to my explanation. It's all false accusations by Belinda. I've done nothing. Mr. Macmillan, don't believe her. Don't believe those emails." Carl escorted him out of the office, looking at him with contempt. He couldn't believe a man who had a 15-year-old daughter would do such vile things. No wonder so many people quit in the past couple of months, and they were all women. It must have been because of him. "Belinda hasn't said anything. Mr. Macmillan only received these emails yesterday." It was likely that the girls Lou had taken advantage of decided to band together for support and expose his vile actions through a mass email. So, the corporation's email received 7 or 8 real-name complaint letters all at once yesterday. Macmillan Corporation didn't beat around the bush. They called the police right away and handed Lou over to them. "The police are almost here. You'd better figure out what you're going to say to them and to your family." Carl's words sent Lou's heart plummeting. Back in the office, Romeo saw that the girl was enjoying her snack, and immediately took note of the brand to buy her more later. Thinking of the gifts she had brought him, Romeo opened the gift bag. There was food, clothing, and other items, all of which made him very happy. It must be delicious. Romeo took out the food and picked up a few pieces of clothing, admiring them. "Your clothes are getting old." Arabella glanced at his shirt. It was the same one she had given him as a gift last time. She had only given him a few, but he kept wearing them over and over. The clothes in his wardrobe had all been neglected. He drank coffee from the mug she gave him every day, wore the clothes she gave him to work, and with the weather getting colder, Arabella bought him a few more coats in case he'd catch a cold. I haven't had time to design new ones myself. Maybe I can make you some new ones when I'm less busy. Upon hearing the news, Romeo, overjoyed, swept the girl into his arms, showering her with kisses. What am I going to do? I'm so smitten with you. Can I wear it now? Receiving all these gifts at once made him as giddy as a kid on Christmas morning. Wash it first before wearing it. Romeo, though a tad disappointed, couldn't help but lean in for another kiss. Arabella found herself hoisted onto the desk. Just as their lips were about to meet, a knock echoed through the office. Seconds later, Carl swung open the office door. Mr. Macmillan. Arabella quickly pushed Romeo away. Romeo turned back, slightly aggrieved. You have a knack for impeccable timing. Carl caught sight of Arabella descending from the desk, even giving him a cheeky smile. Carl, that's some good work. Carl felt like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Feeling Mr. Macmillan's gaze on him, he felt like he was about to be flayed alive. He quickly reported, Miss Bella, you flatter me. It's just an emergency. Arabella found Romeo's frustrated expression quite amusing. Mr. Macmillan, I came to tell you Lou has been taken by the police. Many employees have seen it, and there's already a notice on the company bulletin board as a warning to others. Also, our partners from Dawnstar are here. They want to have a personal discussion with you. They're in the reception room. Let them wait. They only have half an hour. After that, they have to rush to the airport. They've already bought their tickets. Romeo was even more displeased. Carl looked towards Miss Bella, his eyes pleading for her intervention. Go ahead. Arabella finally spoke up, I'll wait here for you. Romeo looked a bit sulky, my tie is crooked. Carl rubbed his eyes. Romeo's tie was perfectly knotted. Was he making things up now? Arabella stepped forward and straightened his tie. You're quite skilled at this. Have you done it for someone else before? Romeo asked casually, holding her small hand. Have you forgotten what I do? All the clothes, shoes, and bags of QY were designed by her, including ties. How could she not know how to tie one? From now on, you can only do it for me. Otherwise? Carl. Carl, standing to the side, was startled. Feeling Romeo's gaze on him, he stammered, No, no, no. Even if I lost my hands, I wouldn't ask Miss Bella for help. Miss Bella was just joking. Arabella chuckled, looking at Romeo. Aren't you going? Romeo then placed his cell phone on the coffee table. Take it. Arabella didn't want his phone. What if someone needs to reach you? Answer it for me. If it's important, tell me. If not, ignore it. It's not just calls. I'm sure a lot of people will text you. You can handle those as well. Romeo caressed her head. Wait for me. Seeing him actually leaving, Arabella glanced at the phone on the table but didn't touch it. But this feeling of being trusted warmed her heart. Arabella had been waiting for a while in Romeo's office when her cell phone began buzzing. It was Dean, reporting on the latest progress of their fashion company. He finished his report with a light-hearted question. Ms. Bennett, when is your winter break? There's a bunch of people at the office asking about you. They miss you, you know, and they're looking forward to your return. Arabella had previously weeded out all the bad apples in the company and led it to new heights, earning the affection of many employees. After starting college, she delegated minor issues to Dean. For major matters, she would video conference with him and give him directives. For months had passed in a blink. She was so busy she didn't have time to drop by the office. Many staff members missed her and constantly asked Dean about her whereabouts. I'll find time to return, replied Arabella. That's great, they'll be thrilled to hear that. Dean sent 2 more voice messages. Oh, by the way, Mr. Collins had a design team remodel your office while you were away last semester. It's all done now, and I've sent you some photos. It looks fantastic. Arabella received a dozen photos, all designed according to her preferences. The entire floor was open concept, spacious and bright. The best remodeling company did it. It took 4 months. The best materials were used, 0 formaldehyde, pollution-free. Also, this bedroom was specifically requested by Mr. Collins. It's right next to your office, so you can rest when you're tired from work. The bed, the mattress, all top-notch. And your walk-in closet is done too. Here is the living room Mr. Collins prepared for you. The sofa and everything were custom-made. The projector is over there, so you can watch movies when you're free. Mr. Collins had Julian replace all your coffee with the S-series. For tea, he got you the best ones. He also got a snack cabinet and organized a bunch of snacks. There's nuts, cookies, candy and chips. They've been here for half a year. When are you coming back to eat them? I wouldn't mind helping out. Dean said this with genuine envy. Ms. Bennet was lucky to have a brother who was both dominant and gentle. I'll let you know when I finalize my schedule. Okay, Dean was delighted. Oh, and Bella Fashion's contract with us is almost up. They proposed a 5-year renewal and they need you to sign it in person. After all, he couldn't do it for her. Only Arabella's signature and company seal would make it official. Bella Fashion was formerly VO Fashion, a first-line international brand. It was later acquired by Romeo due to financial problems and internal conflicts. In order to have more dealings with Arabella, Romeo did not merge VO Fashion into Macmillan Corporation, but let it stand alone under a new name, Bella Fashion. He handed all production orders from Bella Fashion to QY for processing and quality inspection. Once completed, they were returned to Bella Fashion's warehouse. In other words, he was helping QY earn a little more money in a different way. Arabella replied with a simple okay, and tidied up the unopened drinks and snacks on the coffee table, putting them neatly in the snack cabinet. She didn't want the table to appear messy. Suddenly, she heard the office door being pushed open, and a woman's aggressive voice rang out. Who are you? Why are you in Mr. Macmillan's office? Arabella looked in the direction of the voice. It was a young woman, no more than 20, wearing a pair of Dior high heels and a high ponytail that matched her proud and domineering personality. She was young and beautiful, with a hint of aggression in her beauty. Who gave you the audacity to pry open Mr. Macmillan's cabinet? The girl exclaimed, disbelief etched on her face. That cabinet had arrived a few months ago, sparking a flurry of speculation amongst the girls. They guessed it contained some crucial secrets of Mr. Macmillan's. Now, Arabella stood before the cabinet, its door swung open. While one couldn't see what was inside from this angle, Arabella's action inevitably triggered imaginations. What did you steal from Mr. Macmillan's cabinet, you little thief? Calm down, I was just putting something inside. Arabella replied nonchalantly, closing the cabinet door. Are you looking for Romeo? You dare to call Mr. Macmillan by his first name. You have some nerve. The girl immediately took out her phone and shot a WhatsApp message to the head of security. What did you put in there? Trying to frame someone? You're in big trouble, causing a ruckus on Macmillan Corporation grounds. Just some snacks. Arabella responded, her expression unchanging. Hearing this, the girl burst into laughter. You're giving snacks to Mr. Macmillan? Can't you just leave them on his desk? And by the way, who are you? Before Arabella could respond, the girl accused her again. Are you a spy sent by another corporation trying to steal Macmillan Corporation's secrets or frame someone? I've seen your kind before. The head of security, alerted by the girl's WhatsApp message, arrived promptly with his team. Ms. Maria, what's the matter? He asked. This woman sneaked into Mr. Macmillan's office, even dared to open his cabinet. She's either a thief or a spy, sent by some other corporation. Arrest her now, and we'll interrogate her once Mr. Macmillan is free. Understood, Ms. Maria. The security head immediately ordered his men into action. You have misunderstood. Arabella, unfazed, calmly explained. I'm Romeo's fiancée. I was simply tidying up the snacks on his desk. You? Mr. Macmillan's fiancée. Maria Paisley scoffed. Why not take a look at yourself in the mirror? What makes you think you are Mr. Macmillan's type? The audacity of this girl, claiming to be Mr. Macmillan's fiancée right off the bat. The security chief and his men also clearly didn't believe her. Everyone knew that Mr. Macmillan was engaged to Serena Collins, the heiress of the Collins family. The phone on the coffee table vibrated a few times. Arabella picked it up to see a message from the Macmillan Corporation Executive Group. This was Romeo's phone. She didn't read the message. Instead, she put the phone away, planning to have a proper conversation with them later. "You stole Mr. Macmillan's phone as well? You have some nerve." Maria commanded, "Arrest her." A few security guards lunged at Arabella, but she easily sidestepped them. "You might want to ask Romeo or Carl first, whether you can arrest someone from his office. Who are you trying to scare? A petty thief acting all high and mighty. We're not letting you go today. We'll not only arrest you but also call the police to take you in." Maria had never seen someone so shameless, standing on the brink of doom and yet so calm. A habitual offender for sure. The security guards hadn't expected her to be so tricky to catch, so they pulled out their tasers and switched them on. When Maria saw that the taser missed Arabella and hit the couch instead, she screamed, "That sofa is a custom-made piece, ordered by Mr. Macmillan himself. There's only one in the world. Be careful." The security guards took aim at Arabella again, tasers falling in unison. But instead of hitting her, they shattered the coffee table. "Are you guys blind?" Maria was furious. "She's right there, you idiots." At that moment, Maria spotted a glass nearby, picked it up and hurled it towards Arabella. Arabella noticed. This cup was a gift she had given to Romeo. If it broke, these people were in deep trouble. As Arabella reached out to catch the glass, the security guards seized the opportunity and swung their tasers towards her hand. She quickly retracted her hand, and the glass fell from the air and shattered on the floor. "She's so agile. She must be a spy from another company. We need to capture her, no matter what it takes." After saying this, Maria sent out a WhatsApp message, summoning more security guards. The entire security force of the company was on the move, heading towards the CEO's office. Arabella did not want to harm innocent people, but as more and more people rushed in, the office turned into a chaotic mess. This commotion alerted Carl, who immediately reported to Romeo. The ongoing business meeting was abruptly ended, and Romeo rushed to his office. "What do you guys think you're doing? Stop it." Romeo's voice was filled with anger. As he entered, he saw the office in a state of disarray, with dozens of security guards surrounding Arabella, cornering his girl. Given Arabella's agility, these people were no match for her. She was avoiding their attacks, not wanting to harm innocent people. "Are you hurt?" Romeo asked as he rushed to her side, pulling her into his arms. "Did they touch you?" "This is Mr. Macmillan's office. Who allowed you to barge in?" Carl reprimanded, making the security guards take several steps back, hanging their heads in shame. They couldn't believe what was happening. Even Maria was wide-eyed, finding the scene before her hard to believe. It seemed like Romeo cared a lot about this girl. Could they possibly know each other? "What's going on?" Romeo asked the girl in his arms, worried that she might be scared. Maria decided to strike first. "Mr. Macmillan, I found her sneaking around and opening your cabinet, and even stealing your phone. That's why I called the security." "Did I ask you?" Romeo's eyes were sharp, but they softened when he looked at the girl in his arms. "Is that true?" He would only trust what Arabella said. Arabella admitted, "I wanted to put the snacks on the coffee table into the cabinet when she walked in." "Didn't you tell her about us?" "I did. She didn't believe me." Romeo then turned to Maria. "My fiancé moving freely in my office. Is there a problem with that?" Maria was taken aback at these words. The security guards were pale as ghosts, realizing they've stirred up a hornet's nest. "I gave her my phone." Hearing this, everyone became even more anxious. "Who let you in?" Romeo turned to Maria. "Did you enter this room with my fiancé's permission?" "Mr. Macmillan, I didn't know she was your fiancé." Although Maria was frightened, she was mostly indignant. Why should this girl be favored by Mr. Macmillan? Not only did he pamper her, but he also entrusted her with checking on his office. What merit did she have to deserve such special treatment from Mr. Macmillan? "You just barged in without knowing the full story." Romeo was visibly angry. The security guards hastily bowed and apologized collectively. The head of the security also rushed to explain. "We apologize, Mr. Macmillan. We were misguided by Ms. Maria's words, thinking that there really was a thief stealing company secrets. If we had known she was your fiancée, we wouldn't have dared to lay a finger on her. Shouldn't you have reported this to me before taking any action, so I could report to Mr. Macmillan? If it weren't for Ms. Bella's quick reflexes, who knows what harm you could have done to her?" Carl scolded them. "Carl, we were blind to not recognize Ms. Bella. We apologize, it's our fault." The security guards promptly apologized to Arabella. "Let it be," Arabella said. As soon as she spoke, Romeo defended her. "How can we just let it be? You've been wronged so much." Before he could finish his sentence, Carl spotted some familiar fragments on the floor. Picking them up, he thought to himself, "Oh no, this was really bad. Mr. Macmillan." Carl handed over the fragments, silently sympathizing with the group. Romeo recognized the pieces as the remains of the cup Arabella had given him, now shattered. "Don't worry," Arabella soothed. "Who did this?" Romeo's voice was filled with rage. "Who broke it?" All the security guards were frightened, their eyes turning to Maria. Maria was even more terrified. "I saw these guards being clumsy. Not only did they fail to catch the thief, but they also broke your table and vases. In my haste to help, I threw a cup." Her words almost choked Carl. "Threw a cup at Ms. Bella? She certainly has some nerve." Upon hearing this, Romeo instinctively asked the girl in his arms, "Where did it hit you? Are you injured? Let me see." "I'm fine," Arabella looked up and said, "I was planning on catching it." Although she didn't finish her sentence, Romeo had already guessed what had happened. It must have been chaotic, with people attacking her from all directions, and she couldn't catch the cup in time. "Mr. Macmillan, is this cup very important? I mistook her as a thief and wanted to help catch her. I'm truly sorry. Can I buy you a new one to make up for it? Can the one you buy match the one she bought?" Romeo's anger peaked. "You still haven't explained why you came in here in the first place." Maria glanced at a lunchbox on the side. The lunchbox was pink, with several red hearts on the lid. "Do you usually bring food for Mr. Macmillan?" Carl suddenly realized, "Mr. Macmillan, before you come to work every day, there are always some lunchboxes, love letters, gifts, etc. outside your office." Upon hearing this, Romeo immediately reassured the girl in his arms, "I didn't accept them." "Are there many?" Arabella asked Carl with interest. Romeo's gaze bore into Carl from across the room, leaving Carl no option but to spill the beans. "Every morning there are over 10, and the same in the afternoon. On a busy day, we could be dealing with 3 dozen at the very least." After finishing his confession, Carl quickly lowered his head, not daring to catch a glimpse of his boss's expression. Romeo snorted coldly. He thought, "Very well, Carl, who pays your wages? Do you dare to betray me? Do you think you're above the law because Bella's got your back?" "Every day." Arabella's face lit up with interest. "I'm completely unaware. Even if it were true, I wouldn't have noticed," Romeo immediately affirmed. "I'm not interested in anyone else. Where's the stuff?" Arabella's lips curled into a teasing smile, her eyes falling on Carl. Romeo sent another pressure-filled look in Carl's direction, as if to say, "Try bringing the stuff out." "Are you threatening him?" Arabella asked, her interest piqued at Romeo's glare. "Not at all. I just don't want to upset you," he replied, careful not to show any temper in front of the young woman. Carl turned around and brought a pile of items over. "These are from this morning. I didn't have a chance to get rid of them yet." Usually, he would dispose of such things before Romeo came to work, tossing them in the trash bin. He still remembered the early days when Romeo took over the company. There were so many gifts and tokens of affection from admirers every day that Romeo had been rather irritated and declared he didn't want to see these things anymore. Since the gifts kept coming, Carl had no choice but to dispose of them every day to keep them out of Romeo's sight. Over time, Romeo himself forgot about his original words. Arabella scanned the pile that Carl brought. Not only were there love letters, star jars, handmade chocolates, and heart-shaped lunchboxes, but there were also other items. Arabella estimated there were over a dozen. Maria couldn't believe that besides herself, there were so many daring people secretly sending gifts to Romeo. She had thought she was the first one to catch Romeo's attention. Little did she know that her daily lunchboxes, love letters, and presents were all disposed of by Carl beforehand. And here she thought that Romeo had seen them, accepted them, and understood her feelings. During the company meeting a week ago, several department heads were criticized by Romeo, while she was praised. She had naively thought that Romeo was interested in her. She had been elated for days. But now, just leave them there, Arabella instructed Carl to put the items on the desk. Bella Romeo was concerned about her mood. These things were left by them without my consent. I didn't know. Seeing that Arabella didn't glance his way, Romeo lowered his stance and explained, I didn't accept them. By the time I got to the office, Carl had already taken care of everything. So you've been skipping our meals together because you've been filling up on these lunch boxes? Arabella suddenly teased. No, I haven't touched a bite. Carl, Romeo immediately turned to Carl, hoping the witness would come to his aid. Carl held back a laugh. Yes, Miss Bella, I can vouch for it. Mr. Macmillan didn't touch any of the lunch boxes that others sent.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.